I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by DEADMUZE. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm DEADMUZE, or Muse for short. I'm a cyberpunk vampire VTuber.
How did you get to the VTuber scene?
Ooh, it's quite the timeline. But I suppose it started pandemic. And I didn't really know anything about VTubing. I saw like anime girls kind of like corporate side, like Idol, like in Japan. I had such a vague enough idea of it. I thought it was like, I don't know, Coca-Cola had an anime mascot or something. I didn't know what it was. But then I met a friend on Twitter who introduced me to a whole world of like other things like VR and stuff. And she kept talking about wanting to become a VTuber. I was like, what was that? And she completely explained it to me properly. And from there, I learned that it was actually accessible. It was a lot more accessible than I realized. And I saw this entire English VTubing scene. I was like, where have I been? Apparently, my head was just in the sand. I had no idea. And so about maybe like 6 months of just kind of researching meticulously. And I was like, yeah, this is something I would love to do.
Yeah.
So,
I bet there's going to be a lot more people who do something like that in the future. Because I know people talk about, the whole thing's peaked. I don't think it's come close to peaking yet, because there are millions of people out there who don't know what's going on that would enjoy themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If not by streaming themselves, but at least by enjoying what other people are doing, because there's so much stuff going on.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so much like new ideas and creativity that's coming forth from the community, and it stems from VTubers, and other people see it and they're just like, what is that about? And they look into it, and it's a whole scene no one's ever known.
It's we're seeing so much talent now that we wouldn't have seen 20 years ago, certainly. 40 years ago, not at all. But we're seeing a lot of that, and we're seeing a lot of innovation done by people. I know that a lot of folks probably got interested first in corporate VTubers, but I think a lot of the innovation is coming from independents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, where you get people, and to see what everybody is up to, whether it's they're singing, whether they're doing other types of music, or they're cooking streams, or game streams, or just ASMR streams. There's so much stuff out there that we used to want to have this on our cable systems.
Absolutely.
and now you get it just by turning the computer on at the right time. That's something else.
Exactly.
Yeah. Were you a content creator before you learned about this?
Oh no. I went head first. I don't know what I was thinking. Because I'm very shy, actually. I'm very introverted. And I don't know, I think the pandemic just did something to my little brain and was like, I feel so isolated and I want to talk to people. And I was always curious about streaming, but I think that's everybody's dream is like, I want to be a content creator, but you're just kind of excluding out the parts where you're super shy or introverted and are horrible with like stage fright, and you're just pretending this confident version of yourself is going to do streaming.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, I wanted to do it, but I had no idea if I'd be good at it. And I was like, well, the best way to figure it out is, just have a little persona represent me, and if I goof it up, I can just abandon it.
You do have the straw man in front of you.
Yeah. If I get too scared, I can just drop it and run away. Yeah.
That's right. That wasn't me, and run away.
Yeah.
But here you also get a chance to kind of with the avatar to let your hair down a little bit, and maybe the inhibitions are a little bit less when you come on, because it's you, but it's not you. I mean, some people say they get a chance to be more themselves than they would be in real life.
Honestly, I would agree to that. Because that was another thing, was like I have like a lot of like self-esteem, self-image issues and everything. And you see people with webcams on, these beautiful people like just streaming all the time, and you're just like, oh gosh, I could never do that. Those are my own personal issues, but like it's fine. But then when you can be a character, design it how you want to be, anything you want to be, there's so much more range to an appearance when it's like 2D in that sense.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to make any sense, does it? When you think, I put it in 2D, 2 dimensions instead of 3, and you have a better range.
Right. Like,
but it's true. It really is in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, you see the creativity with everybody. Like, you can see there's literally like I think like a truck VTuber who's like the truck that isekais people.
Oh yes.
Like, yeah. Like, you can be anything.
The isekai truck. Blam.
Yeah.
Well, it's the people get the chance to present themselves as the way they've always wanted to be presented. They set their own backgrounds. They set their own storylines. I sometimes refer to going from high school to college, where you're the same person, but your backstory isn't there. Nobody at college is going to remember that in 3rd grade you ripped your pants bending over for a pencil.
Yeah.
That is erased now, and you start fresh. It's all zeros, and you go from there. And you kind of set your own guidelines, what's acceptable and what isn't.
Absolutely.
For yourself, did you find yourself a little more socially outgoing once you got started?
Absolutely. When I tell people I'm actually introverted and I need my quiet time, they're very shocked because it's a joke now within my channel. But I say I'm a professional yapper. I'm an 80% yapping, 20% remembering I'm playing a game type of streamer. It didn't help. I realized like halfway through VTube, and I was like late diagnosed with ADHD, and I was just like, oh, that explains so much. But
well, that's something too, because when I was, I went to school, grade school in the 70s, when we only had 1 grade. We got 2nd grade a little bit late. We sure had 1 grade back in the 70s. And it was unleaded. We had folks who probably were on, had ADHD, were on the autistic spectrum, all sorts of things, but no one even knew what that meant at the time.
Yeah, and it was just a word, a label.
Yeah, and people, they didn't get the chance to. They get a chance to live up to their potential at that time. Luckily, a lot of folks. I go back to my high school reunions, and you see that later on that they've done real well for themselves, which I'm really glad for.
Yeah.
But now even folks today are finding later in life, oh yeah, I have ADHD. I have this or that, and that's why I have trouble concentrating. That's why I can't ever finish anything. That's why I fall asleep while driving. That's a completely different thing, but only done it once. That sort of thing allows people to at least know why these things are happening.
Exactly. That is like half the battle. And I found this interesting transition of like being late diagnosed and then like how I started to kind of change while streaming in the exact same way. Because for a lot of the times it was misdiagnosis, but also not. It was like a lot of like, depression, anxiety, but that wasn't just springing up out of nowhere.
Right.
I was considered a very sensitive girl when I was a child. I was very sensitive to authority figures and worried I was going to like, do the wrong thing. And I cry a lot, very overly sensitive, with emotional regulation, all these other symptoms you don't think about, but it's stemming in ADHD and how it appears differently in girls.
Right.
And once I figured out what that was and like it was diagnosed officially, I was just looking at everything in a whole new light and how I spoke and how I thought about things. And I did get medicated. And oh my gosh, it's like looking through a clear window that's been foggy your whole life. You're like, I can actually focus. Yeah. Is this what it's supposed to be like?
Yeah. What? Yeah. And you don't feel like you're going to crumble at something. And you're like, oh, I can take that, a little bit of a blow and keep going. I can't even imagine how how crippling that could have been at the time. I mean, you're just you. It sounds like you would be afraid to say anything at a workplace or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it gets bad. You overthink, you get in your head, and you're like, wow, I can't even be broken properly. You're like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm not even exuding like the proper symptoms for all these other things I supposedly have going wrong with me.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
can't function, I can't speak, I'm shaking, I'm overthinking.
yeah,
But when you actually have an answer, a solution, you can tackle it and start finding ways for things that work for you, methods that work for you. Because there is no cure for these things.
right.
You just have to find the right tool set. And once I found the right tool set, so many more things made sense to me. And I felt so much more like comfortable in my own skin. And I
Yeah.
think that really shows around like a turnaround of when I got diagnosed around like 2024. Yeah, something like that. 2024, 2025, around there. And on suddenly like my streams, I felt like I was a lot more outgoing and chatty and just me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more comfortable. You know, I said something completely wrong several interviews ago. I do that once in a while. Don't tell my wife, but it does happen. And I said that someone was overcoming a diagnosis, which is not really correct, is it? It's more like you are accepting and adapting and and playing the cards you're dealt.
Yeah, it's like understanding your
Right.
diagnosis.
Yeah.
It's like it was all like hieroglyphics and you're finally able to translate it and what it actually is to you and how you can live with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Because that's honestly what it is living with it.
yeah, I certainly didn't mean any disrespect when I said it before because
Oh no.
yeah, it's because I'm out on the outside looking in, but to see people, I call them triumphs in uh, that come from the circumstances. The circumstances don't make the
Yeah,
person; that they are the triumph that emerges from them.
exactly.
And it sounds like that's with this. This is what's happened to you. Once you got this diagnosis, life changed.
Yeah, like you could say I overcame speed bumps that, occurred because of the ADHD for sure.
Yeah.
I found a new way to kind of look at it in a different perspective on problems I was dealing with in my life, and I could tackle them a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, you had the tools now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it wasn't just like a hammer. It was little things you could work with. Once you have that and you know what's going on, it makes things so much easier. I mean, I know folks who even have um, bipolar syndrome, and
Yes.
they are very up and down, but they've gotten to the point where they start recognizing when they're starting in the down and when they're starting in the up, so they can.
Exactly.
While that doesn't solve anything, it certainly allows them to handle it a little bit better in those situations, which is not easy to do at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I started to understand my limits. Like I was a big people pleaser and I overthought way too much about how I interact with everybody online, with collabs and streaming with other people, and always having to do what they wanted to do. But I also learned it was okay to have limits, and I knew what those limits were. Eventually, I could sense when I was going to get burnout or if I was like just doing too much and I was going to have like an emotional crash out or something.
Yeah, and you've gone from that to being somebody who makes everybody angry. So there you go. That's quite a turnaround.
Yeah. I've just learned to, I don't want to say stop caring, but there's a limit to how much I need to care about things and just kind of roll it back. It's okay.
Yeah.
The days will keep going. Like this too shall pass.
Yeah. And I mean, I know there's some people who are able to do that on their own, but, and, more power to them, but it's very tough to do. Because you still because it's the default, isn't it? Your first reaction, if you don't know what's going on, is to default back into what you usually do.
Exactly.
And people can adapt to anything. You can, like, I see people even older than me who live in houses that are 2 stories tall, and they can't climb the stairs anymore. So now it's a one-story house. They don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bother them because they've adapted to that sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure that if they could fly up the stairs like they used to when they were kids, it would make a big difference. But you've been able to take that and, with being a VTuber, not only augment that, but augment your interaction with other people as a whole, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm able to engage with others easier, kind of network and socialize with other VTubers more. I couldn't really pinpoint what was holding me back exactly on it. I just know that it was happening. I'm still trying to unpack things because it's still kind of, in a sense, fresh. Looking back on how I used to behave and how I act differently now with what I know.
Yeah.
But absolutely, it really puts a whole different turn on how I stream, how I do VTubing, everything really.
Yeah. Well, I got to say this. That voice of yours is tremendous for this.
Oh, thank you.
No, it really is. It's not only you still kind of keep the I want to say laid back approach to it a little bit, but it's also very clear at the same time. It's like you're not having to put out a lot of effort to get the point across, and it's very enunciated well, and really it's very welcoming as a whole.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's something I've been trying to work on, so it's nice to know that my efforts are being seen.
Oh, really? It very much is very mature sounding. It's yeah, I always tell everybody you should do some voice work stuff. But if it's out there and somebody says try it, please do, because
I mean, maybe. I mean, chat is chat, and they always like to compliment their VTuber, and they say, "Oh, your voice is so nice." I'm like, "Shut up! You don't mean that." Like,
Quiet now. I'm playing a game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, something like ASMR would be great.
I mean, I've considered it a few times. Yeah. I'm not very good at like scripting or acting or anything like that. I just kind of say what I say, what comes to mind.
That's so tough too, because I mean, the most I've come, and I did radio for a million years, but the closest I come to acting at this point is telling people that there was a sale at the grocery store in a 30-second ad. That's as close. I mean, there's a difference between reading a script and acting a script. And I would not ever put myself in the same league as those people who can do it well. But there are some folks who just have a very pleasing voice to listen to, and you have one of those. So,
thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, if you want to give it a shot, you have my stamp of approval for what that's worth. Which is
heck yeah,
virtually nothing. But take it as it will.
I'll take it.
So now that you're into it, VTubing, are you now even more comfortable than you were before with it? Are you fitting like a glove at this point?
Absolutely. VTubing is such a broad range of, I guess, culture and so many things that goes on within the community. And I'm very invested. I'm always a very curious person, so I always like to see what other people are doing, and so I always just kind of I guess engage with all sorts of people, ASMR people, people who are singers. Oh my gosh, I wish I could sing. The most I will sing is in my car. I'm always impressed by these people.
Well, if you feel bad about your singing, you hadn't heard mine yet.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, there are laws against me karaokeing.
We should start a band. We would be very good at it, wouldn't we?
Well, we missed out on the punk scenes.
Oh, you're right.
Would have been perfect. They didn't care whether their ears bled when we were done.
Right.
No, but
that
curiosity you mentioned is interesting, because that's what to me, that's what gets going in like interviews and when you're working with somebody else, you have to have that innate curiosity to go. Otherwise, the audience is going to know that. Your chat's going to know
Mhm.
that you don't care about the game you're playing, or you don't care about the story that you're telling, or whatever. And once you have that kind of connection where they know that you are interested, it makes it a much more personal experience for them too.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Mm.
I I remember as an example, I did a charity event for the entirety of October.
Thank you for
It
that.
was for a bat sanctuary, for just like bat conservation and everything, because people don't really understand like how critical they are to the environment.
Oh yes.
Um, yeah, so we did it for the entire month, and it was really fun. It was my first time ever doing like any sort of charity work, so it was a very big like learning experience. I played scary games for people who did big donations. I'm a massive coward, so that was great. But I did a lot of bat facts,
Yeah.
rattled off a lot of really cool, interesting scientific things, and sometimes I again would pause the game or whatever we were doing for like 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and we're on Wikipedia, and we are deep diving into some ridiculous bat lore and just
Oh
like
man.
looking into all sorts of silly things.
Well, some of them bats are huge though.
Oh yeah,
Like was
yeah.
it the fruit bats? I think aren't they the biggest ones?
Yeah, the golden flying fox bats, those are the
Yeah.
biggest ones. But
Yeah.
there's little ones too, the size of almost like a thumbnail.
Yeah.
They're called bumblebee bats, and
Oh,
that's just the size they're supposed to be, and they're named that because they are that small.
wow.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. And that we're doing better with bats now than we did, I'm sure. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the whole rabies
yeah,
kerfuffle
yeah, and
like back in the like what 2000s I think.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, bats got a bad rap for that.
yeah. We still get plenty of calls where I work.
Mhm.
And that I got a bat in my house. Somebody come. Okay, well, you probably do want to get the bat out of your house. I understand that, but I would want to get a bird out of my house too if it was flying around.
That's true. At least they're
Yeah,
calling somebody because
yeah,
that's how the whole rabies thing happened. Is like the girl wanted to be a Disney princess and like help a little bat, and I was like, no, you call somebody for that. Don't handle something without gloves. Like,
yes,
oh my goodness.
yeah. Because you like going out and petting the raccoon that's spinning around in the yard. No, don't do that. That's not good.
I
He's not.
swear they're evolving themselves to get fatter and fluffier, so we do approach them.
Yes.
They're so cute.
Oh, well, you haven't seen some that we saw the other couple of months ago. My wife and I went out to the porch at 4 something in the morning just to look around, and across the
Hmm.
street there are two raccoons the size of small brown bears going
What?
going through the neighbor's garbage, and
No.
and there are cats surrounding them, and they could not care less about the cats.
It's a gang war. Oh my god.
The cats were like, "Whatever you have left, please leave for us." And these giant animals could not care less. I'm looking at my wife, Missy. I'm like, I have never seen these before, and it turns out that yeah, the giants are out there, folks.
Wow.
Like, yikes! And the cats couldn't. They're like, they're not going to bother us. They're just wait. We'll just wait till they're done.
Never thought I'd see the day cats being scavengers like that. I
Oh
think this is supposed to
yeah.
be the other way around, but
Oh no. Well, we live in an area with a lot of outdoor ferals, unfortunately. But yeah,
there,
that's
yeah.
how we got 7 of our 9, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were catch and release strays,
Oh, I
and
see.
they are all fixed, and they all came to us.
Aw, that's
Yes,
so nice of you. Oh my goodness.
and now they're all resting on my wife while she sleeps on the couch.
Oh, my dream. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh, these guys are pretty crazy. Um, every once in a while, I look back and I'll see one paw under the door flailing, and I'll know which one it is. You can't come in while I'm working. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's like mine. I can't even go to the bathroom alone. She's jamming that paw under the door.
Oh yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, it's been 5 minutes. Calm down.
Yes, I come out of the bathroom now, and one of our newest boy, um, number 9, came in, Manxie, and he sits right next to the door while I'm in the bathroom, and always tries to surprise me. I come out and one paw flails out from the other side of the door at me.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so I'm like, okay,
So
boy.
funny.
Yeah, but
Yeah, mine is basically the one who owns my stream because she interrupts it like every time I stream. She's
oh,
yeah, they're like, oh, she's the streamer, I'm the guest, you know?
yes, yes. No, I have to keep them in the other room because, especially Sheldon, who is the orange one,
Oh, of
um,
course.
he
Very
will
orange name.
he will destroy everything and he doesn't mean it. He's just really dumb, and he is. I also call him Jethro, which tells you something.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of strength, not lots of brain, and I
Wow.
put a picture of him up on the net every once in a while, like, oh, he's so beautiful and fluffy. Yeah, Elma's a rock too.
It's like mine. She's like kind of like a tabby calico. So she's
Oh,
got splotches of orange in
yes,
her.
yes,
And so when she acts really menacing, I say it's the orange brain cell taking over
yes,
the orange part of her on
yeah.
her. And she's like always demanding food, like she's skin and bones. This girl is a unit. She is like just a naturally big cat. But she will interrupt stream and try and bite at my ankles, demanding food.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
ridiculous. She's on
Yeah.
a timed feed for a specific reason because she is a glutton. So I have to make sure I regulate her feeding.
Yeah.
So even an hour before, she's like, "It's time,"
Oh my
and I'm just
gosh.
like, "No, it is not time. It
Can't,
is not. You can wait." And she's like, "I cannot wait," and I have to kick her out sometimes.
some of the calicos are the craziest though. They're wonderful and
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And we had
Mm-hmm.
one in where I used to live with my parents, and they had one calico who, when they got her, she had been declawed in the front
Oh, poor baby.
before they got her, and she
Mm-hmm.
would intentionally walk up in front of me and stick her tail up in the air and yell. So I would bend over, lift her back feet up, and hike her behind me. She'd slide across the floor and then make all sorts of noises and come back to do it again. She thought that was the greatest thing in the world.
That is, yeah, okay, sure. Like what?
She'd meow, 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 meow. Come back right back, stick that tail right up in the air again. Okay, phew, go across the floor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was one of Max was her name. She was the Max, all right.
Oh.
Yeah. So what when you are on stream, you're doing some artwork too?
I not as much as I used to. I
Yeah.
sometimes draw. I for two reasons. I think I've just been so focused on so many other parts of my streaming
Mm-hmm.
and content creation. I just haven't really had time to sit down and draw.
Mm-hmm.
But also, secondly, my drawing tablet has been really weird when I stream. It like lags out. Um, so I'm trying to figure out if it's the program or if there's like some sort of like update I need to put to make it stop doing that because it's a perfectly good tablet and it's fine on its own. But when I stream, I don't know.
Well,
Troubleshooting, that has been like the name of the game the entire time I've been streaming and doing
wow.
YouTubing.
Jeez.
Is a lot of tech troubleshooting that you don't really think about.
Yeah, that's true. That's when any type of broadcast, I can say that's the truth.
Like, first year and a half, it was internet.
Yeah.
I at the very worst, my VODs were getting like cut up into what was the most? Like sevenths, eighths. They were just chopping up because of the disconnection constantly.
Oh, no.
It was awful. And at the end of the day, we just gave up and we got fiber internet and it's fixed everything. So
yeah. Well, I've got that hookup here. I'm straight up into the modem. I'm not going to Wi-Fi this. They stretch the imagination.
Yeah, hardwired in.
It ain't gonna work. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No matter what's the art type of things. Was it something that you've done since you were younger, or?
Oh yeah. When I was little, your child jobs graduate slowly over time.
Uh-huh.
And in between wanting to be, what was it? I think it was a vet, and then somebody driving the Wienermobile, like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. I wanted to be an artist.
I want to
but
be
I specifically wanted to deliver
Wiener.
the hot dogs on rollerblades, though. I would drive the vehicle, but I would deliver them to people, like a pizza delivery person, but for hot dogs. I don't know what I was thinking.
I think that's brilliant, actually. I would order it.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to afford the hot dog vehicle. I'm going to be an artist instead. Like, that's going to earn more money.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could be an artist and in radio, and then you'd really be out you'd be,
Oh my
you'd
gosh.
be making a whole lot of nutting as far as that
Oh
goes.
no.
But the art carried
Mhm.
you through. Did that help you out when you were younger, and when you were struggling with trying to deal with social issues?
Mm. Yeah, I was a very, I don't want to say antisocial kid, but my mother definitely had to nudge me into like play dates to like get me to interact with children. Because I didn't really seem to care one way or another, and if I did have to put myself out there, that was scary, and I didn't
Mm,
like doing it.
yeah,
But when I made friends, I made friends. I was very like dedicated and loyal.
yeah,
But yeah, I had a lot of like solo activities, things I could just do on my own that I didn't need other kids like to play or do.
right,
I think it's also how I kind of got into video games as well because it was a solo activity.
yeah,
But yeah, I loved coloring. I loved drawing. I was like that kid that always entered the poster contests in elementary and
yeah.
win some sort of place in them or whatever.
Yay, ribbons.
All of that. I drew up into yeah, all up into high school. I mean, it took me to where I wanted to go for college, even though I did drop out.
Well,
Um,
happens.
yeah, it was a bad college. It was a scam.
No, I know that one. I know that feeling. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
student loans. I know
Oh
you're there.
yeah.
I know you're still there. Please stop bothering me.
Yeah, I was gonna initially go into like game design, make it a little bit more practical.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but the whole like I was not even joking that it was a scam. I mean, like there was a lawsuit and it's not around anymore type of scam.
Ah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
so yeah, I'm glad I got out when I did, but I learned a lot about myself in the process, so I don't regret it. And also, I'm still rooming with the people I made friends in college with to this day.
Well,
Like they're my roommates right now.
that's cool anyway. You did get
Yeah,
something good out of it, and you
yeah.
know, taking that step to do that sort of again. A lot of what you've done here is taken some courage to do. I mean, really, you could have not done any of this stuff. I mean, you could have
Oh yeah.
very easily just sat in the corner and not uh, taken those steps out, not gone out
Hmm.
to get the diagnosis, not continuing to work towards what you wanted to do. You could have just curled up in a corner and no one would
Hmm.
have known your talents, and that would have been it for everybody. But you didn't do that. You found there had to be something in you that triggered it, whether you remember it or not. But um,
Hmm.
it's just when it comes right down to it, when the rubber hits the road, you go forward.
Hmm. I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I'd say
it.
yeah. Like learned to just kind of advocate for myself
Yeah,
because I learned that like there won't always be somebody to advocate for me, and then I am just kind of giving myself like the worst case scenario by just like this self-fulfilling prophecy of doing nothing,
mm,
being passive my whole life, you know?
right,
Mm.
right. And you don't want to get and this is for everybody out there, by the way. You don't want to get to my age and look back and find because at 4 o'clock in the morning, when you can't sleep, all of those will visit you that you didn't
Mhm.
take. That the wolves will be at the door, and
Yeah.
they'll come to life, and you'll remember every single time you had a chance to do something and you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I was getting sick of that as well, laying there and just thinking of things I could have
yeah,
done.
yeah, and it's. I mean, that's not saying go out and be reckless or anything like that, but
Mm.
you know, you've been able to find out what you're good at, find out
Mhm.
what you want to do, and combine it all together, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It
Like there's certain things in my life if I never just made the jump, just the choice to do it, I have no idea where I would be right now.
yeah. I mean, you'd have to say you've been pretty dang successful at it, wouldn't you think?
I oh, I can't remember where I found the statistic. I'm not sure if it's completely accurate, but something about like 90 something VTubers, like 90% VTubers like quit within the first year or
Hmm.
something like that.
Right.
And I think anybody who succeeds after their first year is very successful.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, in my own right, I like to believe, yes, I am successful in that regard for sure. Like, I have a community, no matter how big or how small it is compared to others. And I've made plenty of friends within the community. And I always look at my failures now as just a learning experience. And that's how I consistently try to motivate myself now. It's just that I am taking away something from everything that I do. Something is always a learning experience. It's not a downfall. It's just a setback, and you just keep going.
When you refuse to accept something as only damaging, you always find something that is a plus. And before you were, I'm guessing, obviously, but before it sounds like something would happen wrong, and that was the end of the world. That was it.
Yeah. It's part of the people don't know about, but the ADHD is like a lot of what do they call it, like rejection sensitivity, emotional regulation issues as well. You would just react first, and you don't even know why you're reacting just yet. But it's like the end of the world. It's very dramatic. You're just too in your head about it.
Yeah.
And I've realized one of my tools is thinking more practically about things.
Yeah.
Not to be all like, I don't know, just like conceal, don't feel type of thing.
Yeah.
You can still have your emotions, but you also need to be practical and take a step back and be like, okay, breathe.
Yes.
Let's look at this as a different angle and see where we went wrong and what we can do to fix it on our end. Or maybe that was just the circumstances of what happened. Like, what can we do?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be sunshine and roses every day, but
exactly.
But you can still get angry and growl at somebody every once in a while.
Oh yeah. I get pissed off still.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 60 years old. I have that right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the Constitution. I wrote it there myself back in the 1700s. But it is a very practical way to handle the situation. And again, I mentioned the word mature before. It is mature. It is mature beyond how a lot of people would handle it. And I hope that, and I imagine you every once in a while you step back and realize how far you've come.
Oh yes. I look back to even who I was before, like I would say even college, and then like halfway through that to now, like before the pandemic, and then to now, and I realize, I'm constantly growing, and I'm happy, with my growth and where I am. I don't feel like it's anything negative, or I've I'm trying to think of the proper word for it. Stagnated, I guess.
Yeah.
Plateaued in that way, where I'm not just like dealing with the monotony of my life and not enjoying it. Like, I'm finding ways to constantly just make myself happy, improve myself, and improve my life and others around me.
You refuse to be comfortably numb.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that feeling. I've done it before, I think, and maybe that's what it is, just by experience. I think a lot of what I say is through experience. You have to experience it first before you really understand that, hey, you have free will. You can change how things are and make your life better.
Yeah. It's very easy to get, again, adapting. You can adapt to that lifestyle and think you're doing great when just one step can make a big difference.
Exactly.
In the right direction, and unfortunately not everybody finds that step, but do you think that how you're doing things and letting folks know about this, that you are doing your best to kind of bring people along with you?
I try to. Like I said, I am a big people pleaser. I like to make people happy. But I also am like a fixer, I suppose. Like, if I feel like if I can help somebody, whether it's with my advice or something like of that nature, I really do. It's kind of also how I've curated my community. Like, we're not very super heavy topics, but we can talk about things very maturely, and about how we go about our day-to-day lives, and like really raise each other up and congratulate people on their accomplishments and achievements as well. Like even little things. We have a fitness channel where people are like, "Hey, I ate a banana today." Like, we're just like, "Hell yeah, let's go."
You're like,
Get that potassium.
I avoided Brussels sprouts again today. Thank you.
60, I don't know
60
how,
years
but
in a row.
I've curated quite a few like military and veteran folk and everything.
Yeah.
And so I've been getting like a lot of in like fitness and stuff, like slop bowls where it's just easy meals. You just dump stuff and you just eat it, but it's like super healthy.
Oh yeah. Well, none of the things I did as a bachelor were healthy, as far as that went.
Yeah. They're trying to get their protein up, and they're like, their macros and everything. Yeah. And I just like, all right, if you say it's tasty and you can eat it, good for you. Good job.
Mine
you
was
ate well today. I don't know what that's
mine
about.
Was macaroni.
Yeah.
It's very easy to fix.
It's mystery slop. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. It's so to hear you talk about what you've done, what you've been able to do, and so cheerfully and calmly is makes so much of a difference, because it brings it to reality, and people will come on and say, "Oh, I changed my life through the gelatin that we're pushing on YouTube all the time to lose weight." That garbage. But the fact that you're so not just open but real about it makes such a big difference in the message.
I hope to always be real with it.
Yeah. It's refreshing.
I'm glad. Like I said, I'm not good at acting, and that also goes to lying. I'm a horrible liar. If a brand wanted to sponsor me and I think their product is ass, I will not be able to hide it.
Yeah. No radio for you.
oh no, absolutely not. But I can't find myself like embellishing or hiding facts of experiences I share with others. I just tell them, but I also try to always spin it into something that can be like a lesson or something uplifting where we can, feel good about something together. I want to be there for people in my own way. And I guess it also kind of stems to even my username. I could not find myself a proper username, and I was literally getting burnt out before I could even become a VTuber. I was like, right. Oh my God, my inspiration's dying. DEADMUZE. The one with the S was even taken. I was like, screw it. We're getting a Z in there. And we just made it work. But I've kind of evolved the name to be like, I want to be an inspiration and an uplifting like figure in people's lives to kind of, have like a, be successful and to inspire them in their own ways.
Yeah.
And I kind of just want to reignite people and just make sure that they're happy. So.
Yeah, well, I think that's exactly what you're doing here. I mean, you're doing it and you're realistic about it and believable, which makes a big difference. It's not just, like I said, it's not just a commercial message for this product. Eat only bits of iron and you'll be able to pass everything perfectly fine. That type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's brought out in a very realistic, because it happened to you, and your nature is so calming with it that people will buy into it right away. And that sort of thing, the leading by example, is lost in a lot of things today. And if you can, and you're making a difference by, I mean, you're not showing up at everybody's house and jamming vegetables down their throat or anything like that.
No.
You're just, by being you and continuing to be a human being who has gone through these things and showing that, you can do this and still enjoy your life and have a productive life. that might be the nudge somebody needs to make that life choice. It doesn't have to be, overwhelming. You just don't know when that one person needs that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hold back all the time because I want to. And my wife tells me all the time, "You're not Superman. You can't fix everything." I said, "You see me with tools. I can't fix anything." No, she holds all the tools. I just point. But you can't solve every problem, but you can help people in the general direction. Just don't be negative, and just you just kind of say, "Yeah, we got your back."
Exactly. Like, maybe we can't solve problems alone all the time, or we feel very lost with them or isolated, like we're the only person who has to deal with this. But sometimes sharing and expressing your own situations, even if they are not entirely the same, they can make people feel less alone. And as a community, people can come together and like support each other, and even help offer solutions or encourage people to get like professional help in any way that they may need. Any avenue like that. That's all I really want is to build a place where people feel comfort, like to realize that they're not alone and that they can improve themselves, and they just need to, maybe just need a little nudge, like you said.
Don't quit. Don't quit. Just keep trying. Do you realize now that there are people around the world who are tuning in to you because they like you?
Yes, and that is terrifying some days.
Yeah, again, that's another indication of how far you come.
Yeah, it used to just be, like supportive friends, who would show up, and then people I didn't know would show up, and you check the metrics later, and you're like, oh, who the heck in the Philippines is watching me?
Yeah, and folks who are sitting upside down from you on the other side of the world,
Oh yeah. I'm friends with some of those. Another, you like network with people and VTubers, and we finally go into a voice chat for the first time. They're like, "Good day." I'm like, "Oh God, you're a kangaroo." Oh no.
I interviewed a kangaroo once. They were wonderful.
Oh no, they're very sweet.
It's refreshing to hear what you've done. I congratulate you.
Thank you
for where you've gotten so far. Tip a cap to you, and I say, keep shining as best you can, because
do my best.
and for you, but for everybody else too.
Yes,
because that's a great story, and one of the reasons why I do these interviews is to hear people become the triumphs that they can. And you have done that in ACES. Hopefully we can get you on again sometime. We'll actually talk about your VTubing.
Yeah, I know. We kind of went everywhere, didn't we?
That's perfectly fine. That's why we're here. We're going to have all the links for DEADMUZE's stuff in the description for the video. And again, I really hope we can talk again soon, because it's just wonderful to meet you. And again,
thank you so much.
Congratulations. We'll talk to you again soon.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.